his condition?
Sent him home after halftime, whatever. I talked to him at halftime. Obviously, pretty woozy from that hit, so I don't have any update on him. But you could see right away that it was quite a hit.
And was Al fine? You went into the locker room for a little bit.
So Al was talked a little bit about his knee not feeling perfect right out of the gate in the half. So I didn't know if we were going to have him back or not. And I was trying to get through without him. And then he told me at the start of the fourth, or 9 minutes left, that he felt better for whatever reason and was good to go. But my hope was not to put him back in, but that stretch from the end of the third to the middle of the fourth was not good for us. The guys did a great job of responding to that and finding a way to win the game.
Coach, this was another game where Kyrie was in that triple-double range. Speak to what he's been able to give you across the board. We talk a lot about his scoring, but obviously he's able to impact the game in other ways as well.
Yeah, I think the way he passes the ball, he's been active on the glass, offensive and defensive, and he's obviously always going to go double figures in scoring. So every night, he's doing a lot for us. He's really played well recently. He's had a great year anyways, but I just think he's filling it up right now in every category, and I think he's at the end of games, people are paying so much attention to him. He's just getting rid of it, making the right play. Probably shot a few we shouldn't have shot, but ultimately we have it's good that the ball is moving and finding the next right guy, and he leads that.
Brad, I understand it's like in the NBA, but how maddening is it to deal with swings up and down that teams go through, especially like today?
Well, I think it's maddening because what happened in the end of the third, early fourth was they ratcheted up their pressure, and we were on our heels, and you could see it. And you could hear their bench one time yelling, "Go, go, go!" You knew a trap was coming, and we turned it over, right? We were on our heels. They were attacking us, but the other team's out there too. And so I think that you ultimately have to realize that's part of a game. You have to be able to move on to what's next, and everybody's got to stay ready. You've seen a lot of games where you give up leads like that, starters come back in and they're not ready because they're mentally checked out of the game. Our guys did a good job of coming back in and salting it away after the fact. But now we can't give up a 20-point run or whatever in 8 minutes.
You guys obviously had a tough stretch there with them. Marcus Smart seemed like he came back in and got a few steals and kick-started the run. How important was he during that stretch where you guys kind of turned it back around?
It's interesting. You can go through a lot of our games that were close that we end up pulling away, or a lot of the games like this where you win late and he makes the play where he just rips the ball away. He just gets a ball he's not supposed to get, gets his hands on a ball that very few people get their hands on. He did a great job. He did a great job in that stretch, but we lean on him for that. That's his uniqueness, is being able to come up with plays and balls that other people can't do.
Obviously, some really good scores on both sides here, but not exactly a stellar day for defense.
Yeah, it's 3 in a row that I think we've struggled defensively, not played as well as I would have liked. That being said, I think Atlanta coming into the game, I told Boyd this after the game, the way that they've organized themselves, the way that they're spaced, the pace at which they play, the way that Young kind of controls the whole floor, and then their bigs roll into the basket, they make it very hard. I hated playing Vince Carter today because I know as a 42-year-old I like noon tips, so I'm sure he does. I knew he'd go off. But our defense needs to improve, and it'll get challenged mightily here over the next week.
We talked a couple days ago about does missing shots affect your defense? Does sometimes making shots and having offense come so easily cause some lack of concentration at the other end?
I think generally human nature plays a role in all ways, right? Success and adversity can affect you negatively. We need to stay in the moment better and play better all the way through the game.
You talked at times about trying to get out some rest. Is Tim talking about his knee like that concerning you? Is that
we have
something
3 or
you're-
4 games already picked out over the next 12 that Al will not play. And so that was, you know, if he feels like tomorrow he doesn't feel good, then he won't play Monday. So we'll make sure that we manage that over the course of time. He's felt great all the way through. This is the first time this has come up. And so that's why I didn't want to put him back in. But for whatever reason, he felt a lot better in the fourth when he came up and said he wanted to go in.
Hey Brad, last couple of weeks of the season, 12 games left. Are a few things now you want to focus on, a few things to button up on, and what would they be?
Well, defensively, we've talked about the last couple of days, transition defense is number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then when we get into half court, we just have to clean up some techniques and habits. And then offensively, I think the number 1 thing we're focused on is spacing. I thought our spacing was better today. It was not great against Sacramento, though we scored the ball. But we were able to take advantage of it a little bit better today. We need to improve upon that, give our guys a step and then a space to be them.
Yeah, the early years, the coaches said you guys just kept playing through games, you guys would come back from big deficits, and
Yeah.
like Atlanta sort of did. Is that something you would take still with a veteran team to do that, to play through like they did, and kind of avoid blowing leads or avoid, you know, some of the things that's been happening?
Well, I mean, first of all, you know, we came back and played the way they did the other night. So, like, we came back and won the game, and you know, sometimes when you get on a run like that, you can feel the momentum really shift, and you know, you've got all the pressures on the other team holding the lead. And today, you know, I'm encouraged by the response. We should not have been in the position we were in. That was that was due to, again, that small stretch of game. But you know, ultimately, that's basketball. Again, I think to emphasize there are 2 teams playing, but I do have a lot of respect for the way that they play and the way that they've stayed in the games all the way through. If you remember earlier this year, they went on a 19-0 run against us here in the first half. They've been doing this all year. They've really gotten better as the season's gone on, especially on the offensive end. And I told Lloyd there's a lot of people that are stealing from him because he's really doing a great job.
Just that run that you mentioned, the Big Hawks run, how tough is it for you just in that stretch of, again, you not knowing Al's availability, just to kind of, you know, get through that, like, from managing lineups?
If he's available, he's available. You know, I asked 3 times, are you sure? You know, that is what it is. And Tice or Baines will have to finish the game and win the game for us. I don't really think about it. And as far as like being a challenge, as a coach, it's pretty easy. Who's available plays, and that's it. You just wait for the go ahead or not.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.